Good morning. My boss asked me to sign in students today, so we have to go really fast with this live. As in, like, I'm only going to be on here for a half hour. So let's get the children done real quick. And then we can chit chat for a few minutes. Oh, shit. Okay. Good news is my skinny grids come today. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get the water out of here. Excuse me, Riot. Thank you, my little evil genius. And I spilled the water. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Sorry, Riot. It's gonna be fast today. It's gonna be a fast one. Oh, I stepped in the puddle of water that I spilled. Lovely. Oh. Okay. Good morning, Luce. I'm gonna need you to move, hon. Come on, sweetie. I know. Come on. I know. Come on. Come on. Come on. All the way. All the way, my dude. Thank you. Okay. Not yet. Wait. Oh. Thank you. That was low-key disgusting. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you. Okay, that sound you heard was just me banging my vacuum against the trash can. Ugh. This is not how my birthday week was supposed to start out, but whatever. Okay. I was supposed to sleep in today. This week was supposed to be... Move. Come on. Thank you. You're awfully cute, but because you guys make so much freaking noise, I could not sleep at all last night. And if I could afford a one-bedroom apartment, I would. But alas, I can only afford a studio apartment, and you guys keep me up all night. If you're wondering who's the one keeping me up, that'd be Moose, the hairless wonder. And then today I was supposed to sleep in, take it easy, you know. Class doesn't start till 9, yoga. I'm not teaching, but then I get a text from my yoga boss saying, oh hey, I see you're on the schedule. Could you please sign in students? So now I gotta be there early to, come on, move. To prep the studio, sign in students. So here we are. I just want to sleep in for once. Wow, you are observant. You are correct. That is indeed animal shit I am scooping up because that is part of pet care. Honey. Let me get you your breakfast. Here you go, darling. Breakfast. Miss, come and get it. There we go. No. I forgot to turn my light back on. And now I can have coffee. I am in desperate need of coffee. Doo-dah, doo-dah. There we go. And I will be right back. Coffee for me. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. You guys are just so cute. And once I grab my coffee, we can have our usual chit chat. Whoops. What did I do with this? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, Guardians, here I am. Good morning. Film Junkie Outdoors. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I didn't sleep well last night, so the singing voice that I use for good morning is not there today. I'm also not going to be on very long because my boss at the yoga studio texted me last night while I was sleeping and asked for me to sign in students to prep the studio and sign in. So instead of having an hour-long live, it's going to be probably for 15 more minutes. Oh, thank you, totally guinea pigs. What's good? What's good is pumpkin spice creamer in French vanilla coffee and watching guinea pigs munch breakfast and talking to guardians. And that is my Monday morning routine, and I don't wish to change it. How are you today? How is everyone today, actually? Get it, Moose. Yes, my birthday is this week. It's Saturday. When's your birthday? Tell me when your birthday is. Not the exact, like, year or anything. Yeah. That way I can sing you a birthday song. Oh, happy belated birthday then. I thought you meant your birthday was this week as well. I totally misunderstood. Hold me to it. That's fine. I remember a lot of commitments from past. So, believe you me, I won't forget that one. And I've got eye crusties in my eye. These children kept me up all night. All night. Somebody would not stop being a bad boy, and for once it wasn't the evil genius, it was the hairless wonder. Right, miss? Kept me up all night. And also, I shaved my head yesterday because it was my weekly head shave. And not only did I cut myself once in the same spot like last week, I cut myself twice. And to make it even worse, I found the skin from my head on my shower walls, both skin flaps, and it was gross. It was all right. It was just long. It was just long and blah. Yeah, and I mean, I cut deep. And I don't know if I'm able to show you because it's on the back of my head. But the new cut that I made, it hurts. So I must have cut deep. Okay, so Saturday, I taught the 8 a.m. yoga class, and then I took the 10 a.m. Pilates, and then had to go straight to work because public transit in Southern California is horrible when it comes to timing. So, in order just to save myself the agony, I just went straight there and then worked from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then took public transit back home, and that was 11:30 when I got home. That was a 19-hour day. My mom's from the East Coast. My mom's from Long Island, New York. And I was just born and raised here in San Diego. We're all a bunch of weirdos out here. Really? I hate the cold too. What's weird about us San Diegans is that for some reason you say that you hate the cold here and you get roasted from out of towners for hating the cold. I don't understand that at all. Seriously, they're like, all of a sudden they personalize it and they feel offended. They're like, well, we're from this state and it's colder than this and you should like the cold. And I just don't understand that kind of behavior. I really don't. And I grew up here. I was born here. It is the weirdest thing for people to do to each other. I don't get it. Especially if anybody paid attention in science class, they tell you that people who live in colder climates naturally have thicker blood to keep themselves warmer. And because I'm from San Diego, sunny San Diego, naturally I have thinner blood so that animals can tolerate hotter climates. And San Diego happens to be a metropolized desert. But it's really weird that people want to roast me every time I say I hate the cold. Or my favorite is, well, you don't have to deal with the snow like I do. Like, that's another one, I swear. See, no, I normally just don't wear shorts, period. So personally for me. Okay, no worries, Leah. I like the look of snow, but I would never go run around in snow. In fact, I can tell you, there was one time that I interacted with snow completely by surprise. And that's just because I had an ex, Jason, who was still into me at the time. This was like 20 years ago. Yeah, around about 20 years ago. And he drove me up to this mountain close by to East County that actually does get snow during the winter. And I was in, get this, a tank top and a pair of jeans. And he didn't tell me he was taking me to the snow, but he decided to take me to the snow because we had a conversation about how I've never experienced snow and never seen it in person. So he thought that was farce, and he threw me in his truck, and we went up to, I forget what the mountain is called. It's a very popular mountain, but it's like close to East County. Yeah, exactly. But believe you me, I was kind of fascinated with it, and I think I lasted maybe 30 minutes before I really started to feel the cold. Maybe. Because you best believe, for someone who didn't experience snow before, I ran out there and still feeling the warmth from the sunshine of in the valley. Like, I was just dancing around. And then after a while, like, I really started to feel it. I'm like, okay, I want to go home now. Yeah. But yeah, people, I don't understand how people here take it so offensive when I just say I don't like cold. I hate the cold. Yeah. I swear, when I was in grade school or elementary school, for millennials like me who grew up not knowing what grade school was for the longest time, elementary school, um, I would have to hear it every Christmas because my mom, like I said, Long Island, New York, would sigh around Christmas and say, I miss white Christmases. I'd hear that every Christmas. And to me, it was like, at the time, snow was as real as a Disney princess. To me, it was just something mom told from her childhood stories. But growing up in Southern California, all I know is a crispy Christmas. Although I do admit it does get quite frosty here in San Diego. We do get legitimately visible frost, like on the grass, come Christmas. It'll come. And I think once our record-breaking coldest winter was not too long ago. And for once it was like close to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's my snow. That's definitely, I just say Jack Frost loves me. That's all. Yay, Brooke's back. Yeah. I mean, obviously to San Diegans like myself who don't experience colder climates, yeah, that's freaking cold. That was close to freezing in Fahrenheit standards. Which is something I will never understand about Fahrenheit, is that freezing temperatures is not zero. It's like, I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. I go by Celsius standards sometimes because that makes more sense. 0 degrees would be freezing. But no, Fahrenheit, and we gotta be weird about it. Yep, that's it. Thank you, Brooke. Cold in the valley. Well, in Fahrenheit, 30 degrees is freezing. See what I mean? I don't know why that would be the case. I prefer Celsius just because it makes freezing temps would be below 0. That makes more sense to me. But because I'm stuck here in the good old US of A, we decided that Fahrenheit, no, it's not 0 degrees is freezing temperatures, it's 30 degrees. I know, that's what I mean. That's what I was just standing on my soapbox for. Exactly. I agree, Brooke. It makes way more sense. I would prefer the metric system because it goes by tens. And that's easier for my brain to deal with. Fahrenheit and inches and feet, and just, we're so messed up. Excuse me. Yes, coffee. I like that. Thank you. I actually do way better belches at my primary job. I mean, since it is a gas station and all. And I've impressed a lot of customers that way. Oh, speaking of, so yesterday I made $7.50 in tips just because I mentioned that my birthday was Saturday. I thought that was sweet. Yeah. And actually the $5.50 that came first was actually because my coworker's husband came in and he almost forgot his 50-cent change. And I said, "What is that, my birthday tip?" And he goes, "Well, now that you mention that, here's $5. When's your birthday?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's October 26th. Like it's coming up." And he's like, "You're a good person. Here, like, take the $5 and just keep the 50-cent change." I almost cried. I was like, "You're so sweet." And he's like, "Well, you're a good person. You deserve it." And I'm like, and let's be real here. Let me tell you about how I think of myself in general. And please, no one. Of course I missed it. You couldn't even hop off my live, Leah, and make an audio clip and send it to me. I don't think we can be friends anymore. In jest, my dear, in jest. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this is how I think of myself, and please no one come for me. This is not a sign for like me to be validated or anything. This is just how I truly think of myself. I don't think of myself as a good person. I just try to be a person who does more good things than bad, if that makes sense. See, I do the same thing too. Like, what is it? So the gas station has an app, right? You can check your timesheet to make sure that you punched in and out. And if obviously you didn't, you check your timesheet and then you let your boss know, whatever. Or if the time clock is down, whatever. But there's a special place where they obviously have like a community thing going on, and you can create comments about your coworkers. And I've made a positive comment. Tiffany and I tend to give positive feedback to each other because she and I have a philosophy where if someone makes a mistake, do not put them on blast in the community posts. That's just crappy. Exactly. Yeah, so she and I have decided, and I'm glad, and I'm the one who brought this up too. I said, if for whatever reason I make a mistake, also please don't put it in the group text. Text me personally or call me and give me notes on where I made a mistake at the gas station, especially when it comes to inventory. Because get this, the shifts are 4 hours. So, and this is where the flaw comes in this system. So you work alone, but so 4 hours, you have to do inventory at the beginning of your shift and at the end of your shift. But the end of your shift, keep in mind, is also the beginning of your coworker shift, right? Still with me? So even though you're doing inventory at the beginning and the end of your shift, that means you're fighting the inventory sheet with a coworker who's trying to do inventory for the beginning of their shift. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. So what I've done for Tiffany is that every time she and I happen to be shift swapping, we don't bother like fighting for the inventory. Whoever's ending, we just write down our numbers for the beginning of that person's shift. So like, for example, yesterday, since it was my early day, Sunday is the only day of the week I don't close, and I love it. So Tiffany started following my example because this makes no sense to me, so I started making it make sense for me. Every time she and I shift swap at 4:30 in the afternoon, which is when I end and she begins, when I do my ending inventory, I just write down her numbers for the beginning. We've done that before, but here's the problem. The mistakes still happen because I'm the youngest person in the gas station. So obviously I'm going to learn from my mistake, but I'm working around people who are, how do I put this nicely? They're too old and therefore too stubborn to admit their mistakes. Except for Tiffany and Michael. And only because I've demonstrated my integrity to them, and therefore they decided to follow suit. For example, Michael is the oldest one there. He's going to be 70 soon, literally. And he's got a pep in his step like he's 50. But he's also going partially deaf. He makes mistakes in his counts. He's 70. Naturally, he's losing his sight a little bit. He can still see rather well and drive rather well. Yeah. I knew you'd get it, Leah. You know exactly what kind of conflict I was trying. Anyway, yeah, so like one time I actually sent a picture of the inventory because he's also our tallest. And so he doesn't need a ladder to count the inventory on the top, especially the vapes. Ugh, I hate counting tobacco products, but I work for a gas station. It is what it is. But I noticed for, what was it? Like maybe 2 weeks? He and I both had inventory counts that were off by 4 or 5 product. So he would be short like 4 product, you know, and I would be on target. And so I sent him a picture. Yes. So I sent him a picture in a private text. Clearly demonstrate, like you can clearly see all the vapes that I needed him to count correctly. And I asked him before I said anything, I'm like, Mike, just out of curiosity, before I say anything, do you use the ladder to count the inventory on the top shelf, or do you think you're tall enough that you don't need it? And he told me he's tall enough that he didn't need it. And I was like, wrong, sir, wrong. I'm like, here's a picture of the inventory. I counted this many. This is how many you counted. I figured you counted on the ground because you can't reach the 4 product that he couldn't count right out of his reach. So I thought that was hysterical. And so it was just something Tiffany, Michael, and I follow suit on. Kim, however, we won't talk about Kim. We don't talk about Kim. Evil bitch, but that's all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, we don't like her. We don't like Kim. She's nosy, she doesn't mind her own business, and she thinks she owns the gas station. To be fair, totally guinea pigs. Okay, I raised a Gen X, or no, not Gen X. I raised a Gen Z. Never mind. I was gonna say, it sounds like it's not that you don't care, Because if you don't care, you wouldn't own up to it, right? Believe me, I've been through the phase myself. Unfortunately, during a time when I should have been succeeding in life, but you know, it is what it is. But if you truly didn't care, you wouldn't know it. To be honest, I also believe that it's a quality that I would like because I would like to possess only because it's hard for me to own up to something when I grew up with a mother who wanted us to own up to something, but she would yell and scream and gaslight into thinking that I was a bad person, into me thinking I was a bad person. And then, of course, being that she has undiagnosed OCD, she would give the same lecture word for word 3 times, put her finger in my face, yell in my face. Like, I don't care what generation you come from, that's not something you would want to face. Millennial. We're millennials. You're an elder millennial. I think this is because the boomers against the younger gens, so it's more of a saying, well, yeah, no, that part I get. But also because I was an English major in college, like for me, language matters. Like truly, I believe language matters, which is why I don't identify as a girl. I already went through puberty and hell and hellfire to get to womanhood. I am a woman. Language matters, that's all. I know what you mean by I don't care, because like you said, you own up to it. Yeah, millennials, the earliest is 1983, although I don't know when it ends. I just know my sister Tara is almost the ultimate elder millennial because she was born February 13th of 83. So she was almost the ultimate elder millennial. Came into this world blind as hell. Still blind as hell, obviously. And sometimes, and I know Tara doesn't, and please, I'm not trying to offend anyone's religion with this. I'm just saying, okay, this is just Tara's personal opinion. And this is just a funny story. Just wanted to say that I'm not trying to offend anyone here. Saying, sometimes when Tara says that she wants to know what it's like to see color, I tell her, well, God gifted you with the lack of sight so you don't see the stupidity surrounding you. Exactly. Yep. You know what? On that note, I think I'm going to end it here. I didn't realize it was already 6:40. I only have 20 minutes to gulp down a second cup of coffee before I have to leave. So I'm going to end it here, Guardians. I'm sorry this was such a short live. I wish we could go longer. As always, oh no, I almost forgot. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my moderators' channels. That's Fit Skinny Vision and Amethyst Herd. Fit Skinny Vision, that would be Leah. She is my managing moderator. She is an educational guinea pig channel. So make sure you go subscribe if you want to learn about guinea pigs. She is very experienced in both guinea pig care and very knowledgeable. Please go check her out. Amethyst Herd would be Brooke. She is my other moderator. She is criminally undersubbed, and I plan on fixing that because I'm a superhero. I'm glad you caught my live too, Totally Guinea Pigs. This was fun. And be sure to stick around. I don't know if I'm doing a birthday live, but it'll probably be Saturday evening if I decide to go live I don't know yet. Haven't decided. I might go live because my dresser comes in the mail. Not the mail, excuse me. FedEx delivers my dresser tomorrow, and I may put it together live on Saturday evening. So we'll all have fun making fun of me when I start sweating and swearing profusely. All right, Guardians, love you all so much. Remember, life is good food, good company, and good sleep. Namaste.